It makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make us stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much stronger.
Welcome to the THS Sports Update. I'm Richardson and I'm here with Coach Ross. Ross is here to talk with us about last weekend's game against Stanhope-Elmore and then preview this weekend's game against Homewood. So, Coach, special teams went really well on Friday night. What are your thoughts about the impact of the punt and kickoff returns?
Well, that one turnover there off the punt team was huge, and we kind of changed the momentum of the game. Stanhope had got up by a couple scores, and they fumbled that punt, and we were able to get on it. And I think 4 plays later, we scored a touchdown. So, obviously, had a big impact. It was something we focused on all week. It's still not where we wanted it to be, but it was a lot better this past Friday night than it was the week before getting the Jamboree.
Okay, Trey Matherson seemed really comfortable in the pocket and really comfortable throwing the ball at the game. What was your view on how he did and his performance? I've
been more proud of Trey this year than almost anybody else. I like his poise, his confidence. He don't ever get too rattled, never gets too high, never too low. And that was a good example Friday night. Very first play of the game, we throw an interception and they run it back for a touchdown. Well, he easily could have folded up and had a bad night. Instead, he came back and the very next play on offense threw a 63-yard touchdown pass. So I was very pleased with Trey. Like I said, you take away some of the drop passes and a couple protection issues, Trey has a really good night for us offensively.
Stanhope's fullback really seemed to dominate our defensive line at the game. How do you prepare your defensive line so that that's not a problem in future games?
Well, we knew going in that Stanhope was going to be a lot bigger and a lot stronger than us, and that was a big time concern for us defensively. The good news is we don't face anybody on our schedule the rest of the year that's going to be that big and strong. But in the future, if we play a similar attack where the fullback is kind of a heavy part of their offense, well, we got to do some things to key the fullback or getting some fronts. They're going to eliminate some of those inside runs.
Okay, besides looking at all the bad parts from the game last Friday, what gave you confidence? What made you think, you know what, we can really compete with some of these teams after playing Stanhope?
Yeah, like I said, we ran the ball well the other night. We didn't get a whole lot of opportunities to. We got behind in the second half. We kind of had to throw a little bit to catch up. But when we decided we was going to run the football, we ran it, and I was very proud of that. And there's been times even coaching at Prattville the last couple of years where we couldn't run the ball on Stanhope, and we did the other night at Thompson. So I was very pleased with that. And I've said all along, if we can run the football, we're going to be very good.
Okay. This weekend we play Homewood. Biggest obstacle that you think we're going to have to overcome playing Homewood this week?
Well, just the psyche. I mean, we lost last week, and just believing that, hey, we can win these games. We belong in this region. We belong in 6A, and we can be competitive. And I hope the last 2 ball games with the win over Wetumpka and scoring 26 points against Stanhope will show our kids that, hey, you belong. You can play in 6A. You can be competitive against some of the better teams in 6A football. You know, I just want just encourage everybody to keep getting behind this team. The support's been great this year. I couldn't be more pleased with it. You've got a good group of young men. They fought hard. They played hard the other night. And like I told them, the success is going to come. It's going to come soon. And I still believe in this group of guys, and I hope everybody does too.
What's a way that the school can go out and support the players as well as the coaching staff even more than we are now?
We're just showing up. I mean, I couldn't have been more impressed with how many people drove down from Alabaster the other night. There was a large crowd. We had a large crowd, and that was very impressive. And that shows our kids that, hey, your school is behind you no matter what, and that builds a lot of people's confidence.
Well, thanks for coming so much, Coach.
Sure.
It was good talking to you again. Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Sure.
Be sure to tune in next week for another update on this weekend's game and upcoming games in the future. And follow us on Twitter for more updates.
It makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make us stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't